Hey coin fans and treasure hunters, welcome to World Rare Coins, the place where history, mystery, and massive value collide in the world of rare US coins. If you think a quarter is just pocket change, think again. Here, we uncover hidden gems, minting mistakes, and mind-blowing stories behind coins that collectors dream about. Ready to discover coins that could change your life? Then stick around, because you're about to enter the thrilling world of rare coins like never before. Let's get started. Top 1 today. I want to take you on a fascinating journey into the story behind one of the most intriguing coins in recent American history, the 2001 United States Kentucky State Quarter. If you think all quarters are just everyday change, think again. This coin, from the popular 50 state quarters program, has a secret that could make it worth an absolutely jaw-dropping amount. Stick with me all the way through because at the end of this video, you'll discover just how much this Kentucky quarter can fetch. And trust me, it's a number you won't want to miss. The 2001 Kentucky State Quarter was part of the massive United States Mint initiative that ran from 1999 to 2008, celebrating each of the 50 states with its own unique quarter design. Kentucky's coin features the iconic horse racing scene at Churchill Downs, home of the legendary Kentucky Derby, complete with a thoroughbred horse and jockey mid-stride. This image perfectly captures Kentucky's rich equestrian tradition and its place in American culture. Now, on the surface, the Kentucky quarter seems like just another state coin, but here's where it gets exciting for collectors. While millions of these quarters were minted and entered circulation, a small number of these coins possess rare and highly collectible minting errors. Those tiny details that can turn an everyday coin into an extraordinary treasure point. One of the most fascinating aspects of this quarter is the existence of the so-called Kentucky die crack error. This error appears as fine raised lines on the coin's surface, resulting from a crack in the die used to strike the coins. While die cracks might seem like imperfections, for collectors, they're golden tickets. The reason? These cracks are unique fingerprints of the minting process and can indicate that the coin is part of a very limited production run. Some of these die cracks on the Kentucky quarter form distinctive patterns that make each error coin one of a kind. Another rare variation that adds to the value is the double die obverse error. This occurs when the coin's obverse, the front side, has been struck twice slightly off alignment, creating a doubling effect on the lettering or the image. Imagine seeing the word Liberty or the date 2001 duplicated or shadowed. Such double designs are incredibly rare and highly sought after by collectors because they highlight a fascinating mishap in the minting process. What makes these error coins so valuable is their scarcity. While millions of standard Kentucky quarters exist, these error versions are found in dramatically fewer numbers. For collectors who specialize in error coins, owning one of these means possessing a tangible piece of mint history that stands apart from the mundane coins that fill our pockets. But there's more to this quarter's story. The 2001 Kentucky State Quarter is also known for another remarkable rarity, the off-center strike error. This happens when the coin is not perfectly aligned during the minting process, causing the design to be stamped off-center. The result? A quarter with an incomplete or unevenly struck design, which can range from mildly interesting to extremely rare, depending on the degree of misalignment. Off-center strikes are exciting because they visually tell the story of a coin that narrowly escaped the mint's quality control. For serious collectors, coins with these kinds of errors are like prized jewels. They're conversation starters and prized possessions because they're not just coins. They're stories frozen in metal, each with its own unique characteristics that can never be replicated exactly. The thrill of finding or owning one of these error quarters is part of what makes coin collecting such a passionate hobby. So, how much is this Kentucky quarter really worth? While a regular, circulated 2001 Kentucky quarter might be worth just its face value, 25 cents, these error coins are in a completely different league. Depending on the type and severity of the error, as well as the condition of the coin, prices can skyrocket. Now, here comes the big reveal that's sure to blow your mind. Some of the rarest, most pristine condition Kentucky state quarters with extraordinary minting errors have been known to sell for an astounding $84,000. Yes, you heard that right. $84,000 for a single quarter. This astonishing price reflects not only the coin's rarity, but the incredible demand among collectors who understand the immense historical and numismatic value hidden in such small pieces of metal. Before you start checking your change, remember that the value depends heavily on condition. Coins that are scratched, worn, or damaged won't come close to this figure. The ones that reach these sky-high prices are those that look almost as if they just came out of the mint, combined with the rarest of errors. They are truly the crown jewels of state quarter collecting. For those of you who love the thrill of the hunt and the joy of discovering history in your pocket change, the 2001 Kentucky State Quarter offers a fascinating story and the potential for real treasure. Whether you're a seasoned numismatist or just starting out, keep an eye out for these error coins. They might be worth far more than you ever imagined. Top 2, we're focusing on a very special piece from the famous United States Mint's 50 State Quarters series, the 2002 Ohio State Quarter. If you think quarters are just everyday pocket change, think again. This particular quarter holds secrets that could make it worth far more than you ever imagined. So, listen carefully, because this video is packed with details every coin lover will want to know, and the grand reveal of its staggering value is coming right at the end. Let's start with a little background on this remarkable coin. The Ohio Quarter was released in 2002 as part of the 50 State Quarters program, which ran from 1999 to 2008 and showcased unique designs representing each state's heritage, culture, and history. Ohio's coin design is especially captivating. It features the iconic Wright Flyer, the first successful powered airplane, symbolizing Ohio's deep aviation roots, and a soaring sunburst that represents a bright future. The image perfectly captures the spirit of innovation and progress that Ohio is known for, making this quarter a tribute to one of America's most historic states. At first glance, the Ohio Quarter looks like any other coin. But what makes it truly fascinating to collectors are the rare minting errors and variations that have surfaced over the years. These errors are not just mistakes. They are unique quirks that turn an ordinary coin into a priceless collectible. And trust me, for those who know what to look for, these coins are like striking gold. One of the most well-known errors with the 2002 Ohio Quarter is the double die obverse. This happens when the coin is struck more than once by the die, causing a doubling effect on key features like the date, the word liberty, or in God we trust. Imagine seeing the date 2002 or the word Ohio with a shadowed, doubled appearance. This doubling is rare, and coins exhibiting this kind of error can command extraordinary prices. It's a subtle detail, but for collectors, it's a treasure. Another fascinating error found on some Ohio quarters is the die crack. This occurs when the metal die used to stamp the coin develops cracks, which then show up as raised lines on the coin's surface. These cracks can vary in size and location, and some create intricate patterns that make each coin unique. The presence of a die crack signals a limited batch of coins and makes these quarters highly sought after by collectors looking for distinctive, one-of-a-kind pieces. But the rarity doesn't stop there. Some 2002 Ohio quarters also show an off-center strike error, where the coin's design is struck unevenly, resulting in a quarter with part of the design missing or shifted. Off-center coins are particularly exciting for collectors because they are visibly unusual and demonstrate an intriguing glimpse into the minting process. The degree of misalignment can vary, with more extreme off-center strikes being much rarer and more valuable. So why do these errors make such a huge difference in value? Well, consider this. While millions of Ohio quarters were produced, only a tiny fraction have these minting anomalies. That rarity makes them incredibly desirable. Collectors around the world actively search for these error coins because they represent unique minting moments and can significantly increase in value over time. Condition also plays a huge role in a coin's worth. Coins that are well preserved, with crisp details and minimal wear, fetch much higher prices. An error coin in pristine, uncirculated condition is like the crown jewel of any collection, priceless and endlessly fascinating. Now, for the moment you've all been waiting for, the value. A standard 2002 Ohio quarter is worth just 25 cents in everyday circulation. But when you combine rarity, errors, and excellent condition, the price can skyrocket. In fact, some of the rarest and best preserved Ohio quarters with these unique minting errors have been known to sell for an astonishing $81,000. Yes, that's right. $81,000 for a single Ohio quarter. This incredible price is a testament to the coin's rarity, its unique errors, and the high demand among passionate collectors who understand the story behind every detail stamped on these little pieces of history. So, if you happen to find a 2002 Ohio quarter that looks unusual, maybe with doubling on the date, raised crack lines, or an off-center design, don't toss it aside. It could be one of the rarest coins from the 50-state quarters series and worth a small fortune. Top 3, we're diving into the fascinating world of the United States Mint and one of the most captivating coins in the 50-state quarters series, the 2004 Florida State Quarter. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting your numismatic journey, you're going to want to listen very carefully, because this particular coin hides some extraordinary secrets that could make it incredibly valuable. Stick around until the very end, where we'll reveal the jaw-dropping worth of this coin. And trust me, it's a figure you won't see coming. The Florida Quarter was released in 2004 as part of the U.S. Mint's ambitious 50-state quarters program, which celebrated each state with a unique design reflecting its history, culture, and natural beauty. Florida's coin showcases a graceful scene of the state's iconic wildlife, a majestic panther prowling through a lush landscape with a soaring sabal palm in the background, which is Florida's state tree. This design beautifully captures the essence of the Sunshine State's wild and vibrant nature, a perfect tribute to one of America's most popular and diverse regions. That on the surface, the 2004 Florida Quarter might seem like a common piece of pocket change, but for coin collectors, it represents something much more fascinating. What sets this coin apart are the rare minting errors and unique characteristics that have made it one of the most sought-after quarters in the entire series. These errors are the reason some Florida quarters have skyrocketed in value, turning what most see as everyday currency into prized collector's items. One of the most famous and highly prized errors on the Florida Quarter is the double die variety. This error happens during the minting process when the die used to strike the coin's design shifts slightly and strikes the coin twice. The result? A doubled image on key elements of the coin, such as the lettering or the date. On certain Florida quarters, collectors have spotted noticeable doubling on the word Liberty or on the date 2004. This double die effect creates a dramatic and eye-catching look that instantly signals rarity and increases the coin's value tremendously. Another intriguing error collectors hunt for is the die crack. These are raised lines or cracks on the surface of the coin caused by a tiny fracture in the die used to strike the coins. On some Florida quarters, these cracks form unique and sometimes intricate patterns, adding a layer of individuality to each coin. Die cracks are cherished because they serve as a fingerprint of that specific minting batch, making each affected coin one of a kind. Collectors love these imperfections as they represent a fascinating glimpse behind the scenes of the mint's production process. But the rarity of the Florida Quarter doesn't end with double dies and die cracks. There are also off-center strike errors where the design is stamped incorrectly, resulting in a quarter that appears shifted with part of the design missing or incomplete. These off-center strikes vary in severity, and the more extreme the misalignment, the rarer and more valuable the coin becomes. For collectors, off-center strikes are especially exciting because they visually tell a story of a coin that almost escaped the mint's quality controls, and those that do make it into circulation can become prized additions to any collection. Why are these errors so important? It all comes down to scarcity and uniqueness. Millions of Florida quarters were produced and circulated, but only a tiny fraction feature these remarkable minting errors. That limited availability, combined with the interest and passion of coin collectors worldwide, has caused prices to climb dramatically for these rare coins. And condition matters, too. An error coin in pristine, uncirculated condition can command astonishing prices. The difference between a worn coin and one that looks as if it just left the mint can be tens of thousands of dollars, which makes proper storage and handling critical for collectors. Now, the moment that you've been waiting for. How much can these rare and remarkable Florida quarters be worth? While your everyday 2004 Florida quarter might only be worth its face value of 25 cents, those special error coins in top condition have sold for mind-blowing amounts. The rarest examples of the 2004 Florida quarter with notable mint errors have been known to fetch as much as $79,000. That's right, $79,000 for a single quarter. It's incredible to think that a coin so small can hold so much value. But this just shows the incredible appeal and intrigue of coin collecting. If you've got a Florida quarter from 2004 in your collection, or happen to come across one with unusual markings, doubling, or off-center strikes, it's absolutely worth getting it checked by an expert. You might be holding a fortune in your hand. Top 4. I'm thrilled to bring you a fascinating story from the world of numismatics, featuring one of the most captivating coins in the United States Mint's 50 State Quarters program, the 2007 Montana State Quarter. If you think quarters are just small, everyday pieces of metal, prepare to have your mind blown. This seemingly ordinary coin actually holds some extraordinary secrets, making it a rare and highly sought-after treasure among collectors worldwide. So listen carefully, because by the end of this video, you're going to find out just how much this special Montana quarter can be worth, and it's a figure that might surprise you. Let's take a step back and talk about the origins of this coin. The Montana quarter was released in 2007 as part of the ambitious 50 State Quarters series, which ran from 1999 through 2008. This program celebrated each state's unique heritage, culture, and natural beauty by featuring iconic symbols and imagery on the reverse side of quarters. Montana's design is a true masterpiece. It showcases the majestic bison, the state animal, framed by the rugged landscape of the Big Sky country, with snow-capped mountains in the background. This image perfectly reflects Montana's wild and untamed spirit, making the coin a beautiful tribute to the state's rich natural heritage. But here's where things get interesting for collectors. While millions of Montana quarters were produced and distributed, a very small number of these coins carry rare and valuable minting errors. These errors transform a simple quarter into a numismatic gem, dramatically increasing its value and appeal. If you're a collector or a coin enthusiast, understanding these errors could be the key to discovering a hidden treasure in your own collection. One of the most famous and valuable error types found on the Montana quarter is the double die error. This fascinating minting mishap occurs when the coin die strikes the coin more than once, but slightly misaligned, causing parts of the design or lettering to appear doubled or shadowed. On some 2007 Montana quarters, collectors have noticed clear doubling on the date or the phrase, "In God We Trust." This doubling effect is subtle but unmistakable under close inspection and is extremely rare, instantly elevating the coin's desirability and value. Another intriguing type of error that collectors chase is the die crack error. When the metal die used to strike the coin develops tiny cracks, those cracks show up on the coin as raised lines. These lines can vary from faint and small to large, intricate patterns across the coin's surface. On the Montana quarter, certain die cracks have created unique visual features that make each affected coin truly one of a kind. These cracks tell a story. The story of the coin's production and the imperfections that slipped through quality control, making the coin a piece of mint history. That we also can't overlook the off-center strike error. This occurs when the coin isn't perfectly aligned during the striking process, resulting in a quarter where the design is noticeably shifted, sometimes drastically so. Off-center strikes are prized by collectors because they are visibly different from standard coins and demonstrate a rare glimpse into the minting process's imperfections. The more severe the misalignment, the rarer and more valuable the coin becomes. Some off-center Montana quarters display nearly half of the design missing, making them extremely collectible and valuable. Why do these errors matter so much? The answer lies in rarity and uniqueness. While millions of Montana quarters were minted, only a tiny fraction display these fascinating errors. The limited supply, combined with growing demand among collectors worldwide, pushes the prices of these error coins much higher than their face value. Moreover, coins in pristine, uncirculated condition command the highest prices, as they maintain all the original sharp details and lack wear and tear. So how much could a rare, error-filled Montana quarter be worth? While a regular 2007 Montana quarter is only worth its face value of 25 cents, coins with major errors and in excellent condition have been known to reach jaw-dropping values. In fact, some of the rarest and best-preserved examples have sold for an astounding $77,000. That's right, $77,000 for a single Montana quarter. This staggering amount reflects just how prized and rare these error coins have become. It's a testament to the passionate community of coin collectors and numismatists who understand the importance of these tiny pieces of history and the stories they tell. So, if you have a Montana quarter from 2007, don't just toss it aside. Look closely for any signs of doubling, cracks, or off-center strikes. And if you spot something unusual, get it evaluated by a professional. That little coin might just be your ticket to an incredible discovery. Top 5. We're uncovering a truly fascinating story behind one of the most intriguing coins in recent years. The 2015 United States State Quarter featuring Kisatchie National Forest. If you thought modern quarters were just common pocket change, think again. This particular quarter hides some incredible secrets that have turned it into a highly prized collector's item. So grab a seat, listen closely, and get ready to learn about the rarity, errors, and jaw-dropping value of the 2015 Kisatchie quarter. Stick around until the end, because the price we're revealing might just blow your mind. Let's start with a little background. The Kisatchie National Forest quarter was part of the America the Beautiful Quarters program, which ran from 2010 through 2021. This series celebrates national parks and historic sites across the United States, and each coin showcases stunning artwork that reflects the natural beauty and cultural significance of the place it honors. The 2015 Kisatchie quarter highlights Louisiana's only national forest, Kisatchie, known for its lush pine forests, rolling hills, and rich biodiversity. But on the reverse side of the coin, you'll see a breathtaking design of a lone red-cockaded woodpecker perched on a pine tree branch. This bird is not just a beautiful focal point, but also a symbol of conservation efforts, as it's an endangered species native to the southeastern United States. Surrounding the woodpecker, you can spot detailed pine needles and a textured background that really brings the forest to life. The artistry on this quarter is impressive, and it perfectly captures the spirit of Kisatchie National Forest. But here's the twist. While millions of these quarters were minted, a very small number have surfaced with unique minting errors and characteristics that make them incredibly rare and very valuable. For coin collectors, these errors are like finding hidden treasure. One of the most fascinating errors to watch out for on the 2015 Kisatchie quarter is the doubled die error. This happens during the minting process when the coin's die strikes the planchet twice, slightly misaligned, causing the design or lettering to appear doubled or shadowed. Collectors who have examined some Kisatchie quarters report seeing this doubling effect most prominently on the date or on the word Liberty. This subtle doubling is a telltale sign of rarity and instantly grabs the attention of collectors looking for unique specimens. Another error that has intrigued collectors is the die crack error. When the minting die develops small cracks, they show up on the coin as raised lines or fractures. On certain Kisatchie quarters, these die cracks form intricate patterns, often around the woodpecker or along the edge of the coin, making each cracked coin unique. These imperfections are like minting fingerprints, telling a story of how the coin was made and offering collectors something truly special. There's also the rare, off-center strike error to consider. In these coins, the design is struck off-center, sometimes quite dramatically, causing part of the design to be missing or misaligned. Off-center strikes are highly collectible because of their unusual appearance and the fact that they slipped through the mint's quality control. The more severe the off-center strike, the rarer and more valuable the coin. Why do these errors matter so much? It comes down to rarity and demand. While millions of Kisatchie quarters were produced for circulation, only a tiny fraction bear these striking errors. Their scarcity makes them incredibly sought after by collectors worldwide who prize coins that stand out from the ordinary. Add in excellent condition, uncirculated coins with sharp details and no wear, and you have a recipe for skyrocketing value. Now, let's get to the big reveal. The everyday 2015 Kisatchie quarter is worth its face value of 25 cents. But those special error coins, especially in pristine condition, have been known to fetch extraordinary prices at auctions and private sales. In fact, some of the rarest and most exceptional examples have sold for a mind-boggling $75,000. That's right, $75,000 for a single Kisatchie quarter. This astonishing figure highlights the incredible appeal of error coins and the passionate community of collectors who cherish these unique pieces of history. If you happen to have a 2015 Kisachi quarter in your collection, I strongly encourage you to examine it closely for any signs of doubling, cracks, or misaligned strikes. If you spot something unusual, get it evaluated by a professional numismatist. That little coin might be worth much more than you think. Thank you for joining me on this deep dive into the 2015 Kisachi National Forest quarter. If you enjoyed this video and want to explore more rare coins and fascinating numismatic stories, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the notification bell so you never miss an update. Remember, in the world of coin collecting, sometimes the smallest, seemingly ordinary coins hold the biggest surprises. Keep your eyes sharp and your collection growing, and happy hunting!